What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to showcase some Shadow Samurott in the Championship Series Cup. This Pokemon is one of the best closers in the entirety of this meta. You're running a lot of Bug-type damage, right? And in a meta here where we know how safe Psychic-type Pokemon are, I feel like that is such a crucial role to have in this format. Hydro Cannon, as we know from Feraligatr, from Blastoise, Swampert in the past, right? One of the best moves in the entire game. Mega Horn, once shields go down, can basically one-shot Pokemon, even like Hypno, that are the bulkiest picks in the game. So I feel like, at this point, Shadow Samurott might be a little bit underrated right now. I'm excited to see it in action. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Samurott can do. Alright, first opponent of the day. We'll see Ninetales up against Grumpig. Pretty neutral lead matchup here. I don't know exactly how this plays out. I think Ninetales is able to outpace this pretty easily, but I don't know if we can quite two-shot with Weather Balls before they're able to get their next, like, double Dynamic Punch off. We'll see, I guess. Big Weather Ball. Do we get a shield here? I would love to see a shield, but there's really no reason for them to. Yeah, they do actually survive pretty easily here, it looks like. That's good to know. But, I mean, what I think I might be able to do is they actually throw an alignment there. I should have gone for a sneak, but they're going to be dry right now, right? So after this, they're at 7. They're 4 away from the next Dynamic Punch. If they're in range where I can snipe them down with Fury Cutters, I might switch and try to do that. Our opponent does go for the no-shield. Let's try to snipe him down if possible. Looks like we do get the full snipe down. That is a big farm down to get. Now that Grumpig loses a full charge attack loaded. And Kecleon, while it's not the best thing for Samurott to see, it's actually not as bad as you'd expect, because unlike Furret, it takes a little bit longer to reach charge attacks. It takes, I believe, 6 for that first Thunder Punch, 6 for the first 3 Thunder Punches, actually. So it's like, I pace pretty quickly here. You see an instant throw by them. All right. I also don't mind getting rid of this for my Grumpig later on if we can, because Grumpig also doesn't really want to see Kecleon, right? Although Ninetales is our best matchup into it. Whoa. Okay, I was not expecting that to come in. Maybe I should have Mega Horned here. We'll see, though. I think we're still in a pretty good spot. What I want to do, if possible, is... Okay, nice, that's huge. We can just bank energy here, put them into Shadow Ball range, and now I think we just win the game. Shadow Ball from a Hypno is going to do more damage than anything else that we could take here in this game. From, like, that Kecleon, even if they're on Foul Play, right? So we'll shield that up. And we'll make sure to throw this here before they can get a Thunder Punch off against us even. That way the Kecleon is going to be very uncomfortable trying to knock us out. But I do have an attack loaded on my Samurott. I still have quite a bit of HP on my Ninetales as well. So we should be in a really good spot. And they have to be on Foul Play to knock us out here with the charge attack. And even then, does non-stab Foul Play do enough damage? I guess we'll find out. Let us see. Thunder Punch is all they have. That is nowhere near enough. We're going to get the Dynamic Punch, and we should straight up get the win. 3-ball flex here. Love to see that. Big Dynamic Punch. And down goes the Kecleon. That's a pretty good first game of the day, gotta say. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Ninetales up against Dewott. That is not my favorite lead matchup. I think Ninetales is playable here, though, because I am running Psyshock, so I don't have as bad of pacing as I could have here. I'm going to go just straight for the Psyshock here if I can, although they go for the Aqua Tail immediately. Honestly, if I get a lot of chip damage against this Pokemon, then I'm not quite as scared. Just because then I can probably Psywave down later on. They're at 1, so right now they are 8 away from the next Aqua Tail, 9 away from an X-Scissor. Do they get a shield here, or do they just let this go? They let it go, nice. So I should be able to, like, one-shield farm this all the way down, which they don't let us do. They actually come in Alolan Raichu, which a little bit scary to see. But the best thing about this is I do have super effective Fury Cutters, as we are seeing right here. That's kind of chunking them down quite a bit. And they're already down to a lot of HP. They do have to shield, and they do throw energy here. If they Trailblaze us, then I'm in a little bit of trouble, where I think they could farm us down before I get my next move off, so I'm not going to shield that up. Instead, I'm going to let that go, come in Ninetales, and just try to get to a Weather Ball first. I should be able to. Yeah. And at this point, if they want to go for the shield here, they're down 2 shields, and Grumpig up 2 shields is generally pretty good. But they could potentially put in a lot more work with this Raichu if they can get the full farm down. You know, they let that go. And we'll see what comes in. It's a Grumpig. Okay. Well, obviously I have to be very careful about how I play this out, because Grumpig here would be able to one-shot us, potentially, with a Shadow Ball. Can't let that happen. Shadow Ball comes through. Also don't want a catch to happen here. That would be pretty bad. But luckily it doesn't happen just yet. But that Dewott's still around too, and they might be able to get to an X-Scissor here, which I also don't necessarily love. But if they throw a second attack here, then if they ever bring in that Dewott, I might be able to come in with my Ninetales and hopefully swap out and force energy out of them. We'll see, though. This game's going to come down to the wire if they can switch out now and go for an X-Scissor into us. Oh, I think they can. I have to go for this. I hate to say it, but I literally need to throw my energy right now. If I don't, I just take an X-Scissor to the face, or even an Aqua Tail would put me down really low. I could maybe get a catch here, too. Or maybe I can just get to the Shadow Ball first. Come on. Was that a CMP? No, it wasn't. Okay. We overperformed just enough against the Dewott here to outpace the Grumpig. I don't know if I would have won CMP or not. Honestly, it's hard to tell in this meta, because I've seen some people going for a little bit of attack weight just for that matchup, but we got the win once again. And our next opponent, we'll see Ninetales into Ninetales. Okay, fellow Ice-type believer. I wonder what moveset they're running. I think you could really make the case for almost any moveset here, right? You could go Dazzling Gleam, you could go Chilling Water even. You could go Psyshock, like I am. The reason I'm on Psyshock is it's a little bit more consistent as like an anti-water move than Dazzling Gleam. And it's a little bit quicker to reach, right? It's not necessarily as good in the mirror, and it doesn't have as much raw damage as a Dazzling Gleam or the debuff potential of Chilling Water, but I think that's fine. Oh, they're on Psyshock too, so pretty even matchup here, I guess. We have another Psyshock ready to go. They don't throw immediately, though. Interesting. I'm gonna be curious to see how they play this out. Psyshock's gonna hurt. They do let it through. And they're at 2 right now. They likely go for the Psyshock, and then they try to go for a Weather Ball in a second. Okay, that's a little scary. Raichu comes in. 3. I mean, the thing is, I do survive an attack from this thing. Especially if they go for a Wild Charge, then I'm not even that bad of a spot, because then I farm down later on. So I'm going to let that go. And I'm going to go for the bait here. This is a little bit of a dicey Pokemon to see, just because of how much damage it can do after it starts ramping up. But if I can whittle it down, that's really good for us. Okay, we get a shield. They can't farm us down before I get a Shadow Ball through, so we do get a shield. Honestly, I don't want to be in a spot here where they have a shield left over. I'll shield that up, and I'll go here for the next attack. I don't necessarily love that I have to do this, but I need either shields completely down, or I need this Raichu out of here. Okay, they do shield that, so down goes my guy. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, that's bad. I thought I would survive that Volt Switch for some reason, despite the boost to their attack stat. Oh my goodness, that damage is crazy. I think they might just have us here. I think that Ninetales is going to reach a Psyshock, and then there's almost nothing in the backline I could see realistically beating. Alright, I need to win CMP here, and I need to one-shot this, and I need to be able to farm down the Ninetales before they get to a move. But I don't know if that's realistic. Man, if I would have saved my Ninetales as a catch, I might have had a chance here. Oh, they get there at the last second. That's like a 1 HP survive. I think one more Fury Cutter could have been enough. But, I mean, they're at a Psyshock right now. Wait, why did they Weather Ball? They had the Psyshock at the same exact time! They literally did. They never threw a Weather Ball this game, so it's straight 5s to both. Okay. Well, that is where knowing your matchups is very helpful, right? If they would have just gone for the Psyshock, we lose. But Weather Ball, they got a little bit antsy, and we were able to get the win. I'll take it. All right, next battle. Marto Galde. Dude, what is Marto doing in the Go Battle League? I don't want to fight him. He's too good. Grumpig. All right, Grumpig is a very neutral Pokemon. We know this. I've been using it. I've been fighting it against, or a lot against us. So we'll see how he plays this out. I'm going to go for the double Weather Ball. That's obviously the play to go for in this matchup. You never want to Psyshock a Psychic type if you can help it. And we'll see how much damage this does. Quite a bit. Is there like a breakpoint here, maybe? Because the last one that I fought wasn't anywhere near as good looking for us. Whoa, nice catch. What was that on? A Dewott. All right, Marto. Fair enough. That is a good play. But, I mean, I'm happy to get this damage against him, because honestly, I don't have a great Dewott answer, so just getting that chip damage isn't the end of the world for us. Oh, did I get a CMP there? I might have. He has energy still on his Grumpig, though, and I don't necessarily love that. Got the shield. He has to X-Scissor us to knock us out. He might bait us, but I'm going to shield. I should have called that. That would have been a huge call to make. But honestly, I need the Fury Cutter damage too. Man, okay. I'm going to shield this up. I hate going down shields in this game, especially when they probably just switch into their Grumpig. Okay, they don't. I should have gone for the farm down, but I mean, I need to keep my cards still left in play this game. I can't just get one-shot by a Dynamic Punch from this point. Grumpig could come in here. Oh, it's a Pidgeot. Okay, well, I guess I'm switching out. Because I can't give that farm down over. They instantly come in for the move. I should survive this pretty easily here. But I am worried about giving a big farm down over. I am kind of worried about, I don't know, a Brave Bird coming through from that Pidgeot and one-shotting me on my Grumpig. Oh, but we get a shield here. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Because now I should be able to Psywave down the Grumpig. I just don't know if I have the damage to knock out the Pidgeot in time. Or maybe can they switch here? If they can swap, that wouldn't be great. They can't switch. I should get the farm down. So I'll have enough energy to reach an attack into the Pidgeot, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to knock him out here. It's a Shadow Pidgeot, right? So, like, it's squishy, but I think they survive this, and I think they just Brave Bird us and knock us out here, unfortunately. What a nice catch by Marto in that early game. Yeah, easy live by him, right? Well played. I feel like I had a chance this game. I just kind of like, I was so scared of what that Grumpig could do against my Samurott that I ended up throwing the energy when I didn't need to. And if I saved that energy or sniped down the Grumpig, that could have been huge. All right, Ninetales into Florges. Huh, okay, don't really see a lot of Florges in this meta. I think this isn't really that bad of a spot to be in, but they can't go for debuffs against us, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them go for the debuff first. And I'm actually just going to switch out into my Grumpig, clear my debuff, and make it so at this point I'll have a lot of energy for the backline. Grumpig here with Sidewaves and Shadow Ball should be pretty good anyway. They likely go for another Chilling Water before switching out, but giving a Grumpig this much energy is going to make it hard to instantly counter-swap something into him. And this is also in a range where even my Samurott's not really the worst into it, right? If I land a Hydro Cannon, they're going to get knocked out. They're staying in, okay. 5, they're at the next Chilling Water now. But I mean, I do survive it. They'd probably have to go for a Moonblast here to knock us out. And despite the debuff, they're pretty low. This is going to put them down really low on HP. Yeah, okay. So you should get the full farm down here. We'll win switch advantage. And get a charge attack, albeit a -2 charge attack off into whatever comes in. And then our Ninetales up energy and our Samurott have a lot of work to do. What is this, Lanoon? Huh. Well, I mean, -2 Dynamic Punch. Still going to pack a bit of a punch here, right? We'll see what they do. Oh my goodness, that's -2 and still does about half their HP. 5. That's only a Swift. I'm going to let this go. I would love if one attack here knocks them out, but I don't think it will be enough. Lanoon's actually kind of bulky. So we'll see. They're at 3 right now, so 1 away from a Swift. And I'm actually not super certain about my CMPs with Lanoon, so I think I'm going to throw instantly if this doesn't knock out, or if they're not in 1 Powder Snow range after the fact. Yeah, I just want this thing gone. I think I can get to at least one more move against this anyway. And hopefully Samurott closes out the game. But we don't know what's in the backline just yet, so it's hard to say. We have enough energy to get that Weather Ball off against something. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we want to see. They can catch us if they want to, but if they don't catch, then either they have to shield a Weather Ball, or if they have to no-shield and potentially take Hydro Cannons later on. Okay, well, I just Fury Cutter down and I win the game. That's all we gotta do at this point. That's why I like having that Bug-type Fasting Pressure here on Samurott. There's not a lot of Bug-types in this meta, but having that raw damage, it can help out in the endgames, right? Alright, next opponent here. Now that we have our rank, it's gonna get a little bit scary, right? Galarian Slowking. Well, that definitely makes things scary just by the presence of it being here. But I think Ninetales, despite taking a lot of acid damage, actually has quite a bit of neutral play in this matchup. It's kind of odd to say, but saying only acid damage is super effective into us. We generally can get to 2 attacks in the Zero Shield matchup, I believe. And hopefully that's all we need. They're at 7 right now, so they have a Shadow Ball. 8, 9. Right, they're 1 away from the next Psyshock here. If they end up going for the Psyshock, that is. Yeah, so they're at 4. Okay, well, we luckily don't mess up there and throw a Weather Ball into that. 7. I mean, this could be a Dazzling Gleam potentially. I'm going to play it risky and no shield, though. Oh, we call a Weather Ball bait. That's huge. And now we go just straight Hydro Cannon, I think. Because Hydro Cannons here, well, I mean, what else would I throw? But anyway, I feel like a single Hydro Cannon plus the Fury Cutter damage over time will knock out. Okay, they're at 1 past the Weather Ball. I would love here to be able to farm down before their next move, but I'm not actually quite sure if I can. Yeah, it looks like I do have to throw this move. That's still fine, I guess. I have the energy loaded on my Ninetales, which is really helpful. It means that now... Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to do this then. Oh man, maybe I should undercharge this to not give a big farm down to that Slowking. But I want to save my Samurott here. I don't think it's worth letting it go. Sylveon in the back. Uh-oh. That's a big energy lead to give over to a Sylveon here. But at least all they have is non-stab Shadow Ball into us, right? I should survive this. And hopefully I should get to a charge attack with my Grumpig. But they might just switch out here into their Slowking. They don't, at least not yet. Okay. That's probably a smart play by them, honestly. Either way, I had to throw a charge attack into this. I was hoping that I could get it into the Sylveon and guarantee a shield, but yeah, that's not bad by them at all. Because now they just get to 2 Psyshocks and probably farm us down on Grumpig. But we'll see if we can make something happen here. I don't know. Oh, man. That's just a little bit too much pressure for my Grumpig in the backline, right? Everything here had super effective damage into us, and that's kind of sad. Actually, well, Ninetales didn't, right? But, like, Ninetales was not on my Grumpig. Maybe I should have come in Grumpig there. I think I just get Fairy Winded down, unfortunately. I am 1 Psywave away from a Dynamic Punch, but I think they have back-to-back Psyshocks right now. We'll see. I'm going to keep tapping just in case that I get the move off, but I don't think we're quite there. No. Yeah. And the Slowking had a Psyshock, right? So I had to throw my move as quick as I could, or else they would have taken an attack from that. That's unfortunate, but well played to them. All right, next opponent, Ninetales into Galarian Weezing. All right. It's a fine lead. It might look like a really bad lead on paper, but I bet this isn't as bad in the lower shielding scenarios as you'd expect, just because I don't get one-shot by an attack here. And I should be able to get a Psyshock into them no matter what they do. Well, I mean, unless they double shield, then maybe I don't, but if they do that, that's also fine. Okay, they let that go. And I think at this point, I just let my Ninetales go here. They could overheat. I guess I built up enough energy for that, but honestly, I don't know why you would run overheat in this meta. Yeah, just a Sludge. And we'll make him throw a second attack into us. At this point, this is going to be farm down range for Grumpig. Even Samurott might be able to farm down, but I think that might be a little bit harder, saying both Fairy and the other typing resists my damage. Oh, wow, okay. That's bad. I was not expecting a Samurott, or a Dewott, rather, to come in. They intentionally didn't knock me out, and that is so smart. People in this meta have gotten too good at this, where they don't even care about winning the lead as much as they care about getting a big energy lead on one of their Pokemon. And that is a really smart play. With that said, what I'm hoping is that they have something in the backline that my Samurott's going to be good into, because I should be able to get a farm down here against this Pokemon. I might have to double Shield Ball to get a lot of energy out of it myself, and we'll see how they play it out. What do they bring in after the fact? They likely just go straight Aqua Tail here, which is annoying, but it would make a lot of sense. Yeah, big Aqua Tail. They're already at another attack. There's not a lot of things in the game that I could see beating unless I get a catch through. Okay, well, we have to waste some energy here. But I think that energy on Samurott is more useful than the Weather Ball that I potentially have right now, because I'm going to get even more energy out of this matchup with Samurott. I'm almost at back-to-back Hydro Cannons out of this, and this is looking a little bit better. They also don't have an easy way to catch here for just a second, because they just swapped in that Weezing, right? What's going to come in? Please tell me it's a Psychic type that I just one-shot. What is this? Grumpig makes sense. I'm going to just go for the instant Mega Horn. There's no reason to bait at this point. I need to knock this out. Okay, we get the one-shot, and as long as I farm down the Dewott in time, I should win this game. They get a move. Is this an Aqua Tail? Does this knock me out? If this knocks me out, I'm so sad. They get the DRE to get the Aqua Tail off. No, such a roller coaster, man. I almost had a chance there. All right, next opponent, Ninetales into Ribombee. This is allowed. I guess it is? I didn't even realize this was a thing. But okay, Ribombee, that's a really cool pick. What does this have? Like, Dazzling Gleam? Plus, Bug Buzz or something? I'm gonna shield this up. I think a Gleam would hurt. With how much damage I'm doing with my Powder Snows, this thing's gotta be pretty squishy. Right, Grumpig comes in. And I do bring in my Samurott pretty quickly, but I think they can just barely outpace us if they want to. But they don't go for an attack here first. So I get the Hydro Cannon through. And honestly, at this point, I might just let my Samurott go, because getting this attack off is really all I need. They actually just CMPS and no-shield that. Okay. It's a lot of damage on a Hydro Cannon, but I don't want to go down to second shield at this point. In fact, I'd rather just get a farm down myself on one of my other Pokemon. So if I farm down here with my Grumpig, then I can throw attacks into that Ribombee, and then that's not that bad for us. Man, this does so much damage to them. They're at 5 right now, so they do have another... Actually, I don't even know what bait move you have. Is it like Bug Buzz? So I don't even know if they have another attack loaded. I'm gonna go for the combo play here. They're at 6. So they have another Dazzling Gleam loaded. So they likely shield this up. But I have a lot of energy myself. And I think at this point, it's probably worth going for a second shield here, not going for a CMP. Oh, well, that is something that does not want to be down shields. Raichu here might be one of the squishiest Pokemon in this meta, right? And I can get to 2 Weather Balls here before they can get to a Wild Charge, or even like a Thunder Punch or Psyshock if they're running that. Yeah, we easily 2-shot this. They're at 6, right, on that Ribombee, so I'm only 4 away from my next Weather Ball. I should always be able to outpace. And then just get the knockout here. That's a crazy Pokemon to see. I guess I haven't won this game just yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. Yeah, I mean, even just fast move pressure is probably all we'd need to win this one. But nice. Okay, well, I respect the spice here. I feel like Ribombee just needs a bait move, though, to be a little bit more meta here in this format, but GG's nonetheless. Alright, next opponent. Ninetales into Galarian Weezing. Okay. Well, we saw this a little bit ago, right? Not the worst lead matchup, but depending on how they play it out, it can be a very tricky matchup later on. Just because if they don't give me the energy lead that I want, they can make it very uncomfortable. But I'm going to go for the Psyshock first. I do kind of wish I had a way to catch a Sludge somewhere, but, you know, Poison-type damage is actually pretty safe in this meta. Alright. Going here for an instant Sludge. It's not instant, they overfarmed. Anyway, they're probably sludging us, unless they're overheating us. But overheat would be crazy. We'll let this go. And I guess this time, if they do end up going for the Brutal Swing, that's crazy. Okay, they don't. That's good. Okay, Kecleon comes in. I think this is kind of fine. I need to save a lot of energy on my Samurott here to have a lot of play this game, though. I'm going to switch it in now, though, because once I get one shield down here, honestly, Kecleon's not even that good in this matchup, right? Because I know I one-shot here with a Hydro Cannon, and I also know at this point that since they pace a little bit slower than a Pokemon like a Furret would, that I should be able to bank up a little bit of extra energy. Okay, foul play. I'm kind of glad that I didn't stay in with my Grumpig there. That could have been kind of scary. Got another foul play now, if they want to go for it. No, they let that go. Do they come back in Weezing to try to get an attack off into us? Because if they do, I just get a big farm down after shielding once, which I would not be opposed to. Or if they show the final Pokemon, then that Weezing probably doesn't have a lot of play left this game. Okay. That was a CMP, it looks like. I think it was, at least. On what I think was just an Aqua Tail. Oh, no CMP. Oh, let's go. We overfarmed just a little bit to throw them off on their counts. And because of that, this Hydro Cannon should knock them out. Then we just swap into our Weezing. Or not our Weezing, our Grumpig, rather, and farm down the Weezing. Alright, there we go. We got kind of a bit of a vengeance for that last Dewott team that beat us. Alright, next battle. We'll see Ninetales into another Galarian Weezing. This one's purified, though, so maybe they're running Return. Wouldn't that be a surprise? Anyway, we have Psyshock, right? We'll just do what we've been doing in this matchup. Straight Psyshock here. Oh, this is the first time we actually see a CMP on this attack. Gonna make it a little bit more interesting, because a Sludge here now means their energy dry. I would love to see a shield. If they shield this, I'm in a really good spot. If they no shield, then like it's gonna play out like the other games, right? Okay, well, I'm switching. At this point, they're gonna be in Hydro Cannon range, right? And even like a Dewott in the backline doesn't necessarily want to see a Grumpig up energy. I think we survive this, right? Especially if it's just an Aqua Tail bait. So I'm going to no-shield that. And I think I get to another Dynamic Punch, but it might be kind of close. If we get Fury Cutter down, that could be a bit scary. Come on, Grumpig, I believe in you, buddy. I think we get there. Do we? Oh, Grumpig! Let's go! I mean, I know you're one of the best Pokemon in this meta for a reason, but that's huge. That is so big. They just lost a shield and a ton of energy on their Dewott there. I'm just gonna bring in... I'm gonna let my guy go. I was thinking of just, like, hard switching into Samurott there, but there is a chance it's like a Pidgeot in the backline, and at that point, having Switch would still be a pretty nice thing. But, you know, it's fine. We give the Weezing one extra Fairy Wind here. I should still be able to get to a Hydro Cannon before they can get their next attack into us. They likely go for a Brutal Swing, which makes sense. I'm going to go for the Hydro. They catch it, but here's the thing. That's a Ninetales. It also doesn't really want to be here. I just build up to back-to-back attacks, and I should be fine. They're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I mean, I know I survive a Psyshock here. I'm actually going to let this go. It could be a crazy play to do this. But what if it's a Weather Ball bait and I make them look even sillier? That is also a good thing. Right, I'll throw here right before their next Weather Ball, just so I don't have to shield here. So I also get a little bit of extra Fury Cutter fast move pressure into that Weezing. Big Hydro Cannon. Yeah, I mean, once you get a shield advantage, or like a 2 shield advantage that is, on his Samurott, there's not a lot of things in the meta that really can take it down. So at this point, either this just knocks out, or we can Powder Snow down after the fact. But looks like that is enough here. Nice, GG's. That was ABA Fairy, actually. That's crazy. Next battle. We will see Ninetales into... Meowstic? Doesn't this thing run Sucker Punch? So don't I resist the fast move pressure here? I must, because they are out of here. Swanna comes in. Okay, we are fighting a Spice Lord right now. I respect that so much. But also, I think I would rather be in this matchup than anything else, because I don't know. I guess, like, I don't want my Grumpig against that Meowstic if I can help it. Oh, but they let us get this move off. Is it going to be, like, double flying water types or something? They're at 5 right now, so they're 1 away from back-to-back Aqua Jet. Would Aqua Jet knock us out from here after, like, 1 more fast move? It might, actually. I don't really like double shielding this meta. I'm not going to. Okay, that's actually a huge survive there. Because it's not like Grumpig can't just one-shot the Meowstic with the Shadow Ball, so... We'll see what they do. Okay, they do come back in Meowstic here. So I didn't get the best possible alignment here in the backline. But honestly, I'm fine with this, right? Because we probably get the shield. Meowstic's not that bulky. And up 2 shields, there's not a lot of Pokemon in the meta that are unplayable for Samurott. No, not even like Mantine that do technically resist us. Okay, they're at 9. I don't know what moves this gets. I guess we're about to find out. I don't think they get a 35 energy attack. Energy Ball. Okay, so that's 45 energy. They get the debuff, which is crazy. These animations aren't helping either. That debuff isn't great, necessarily, to have to take. But I think I'm going to let this go, actually. Because if it's a Psyshock, I think I survive. And if it's a Shadow Ball, I should just be able to one-shield. Okay, well, it's also fine if I don't survive that, maybe. So either way, I'm just going to farm this down with my Grumpig, and then be able to get to... a Shadow Ball into the Meowstic. Yeah, okay, that also works. That debuff actually making it so I don't survive that Psyshock's kind of sad. But it's okay. Grumpig, even against, like, the Psychic type using Sucker Punch against us, not even that bad of a matchup. We get the knockout here. Honestly, really cool team by them. And I think that salvaged the set. Yeah, we were, I think we started 0-2 that set, but we went 3-2 at the end here, so I'll take it. Rank 21, 2340. Okay, actually a pretty decent climb for our first set after hitting rank 20. Yeah, this team was pretty fun here today. The worst thing about it is if you go down shields with Shadow Samurott, it's a little bit useless in the backline, but as long as you can set it up, get that little bit of shield or energy lead on it, this Pokemon is one of the most fun picks here in the entire meta. Give it a go if you have one lying around. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.